Welcome back to WJZ at 9. Sometimes I think the term OG is thrown around a little bit too lightly. But when you've been in business for 102 years and you're Radebaugh Florist, you're the OG of florists in Baltimore, Caitlin Radebaugh. Welcome back to WJZ at 9.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now let me just frame this for you properly. Besides the fact it's Mother's Day weekend, you're in prom season, and tomorrow you start doing all the centerpieces for Preakness.
Yeah, it's a busy week around here. We're really hustling.
Nothing like standing behind the counter and interrupting at the doorstep of the busiest weekend. Real quick, what's busier, Valentine's Day or Mother's Day?
They run neck and neck. I would say Mother's Day is definitely more hectic for us because our greenhouse is just as busy.
But it's neck and neck with flowers for Mother's Day?
Yeah.
I'd have lost that one. If that was happy hour bet, I'd have gone Mother's Day. I'd have gone Mother's Day, hands down. You were telling me off air it's been challenging to get flowers this season. Talk about that.
Yeah, people think I think a small florist that we're just getting everything locally, and unfortunately we can't. Most of our flowers come from South America, and they've had such bad rainy seasons and cold weather, kind of like we've been experiencing here, which decreases the supply of flowers. So it's been a little bit of a challenge, but
and then you were talking about getting them up here. Talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so when things get delayed, just like anywhere else, sometimes these planes coming to us into Miami or refrigerated trucks are full. So our flowers that we thought we were going to get on Monday, we don't get till Wednesday. So it makes it challenging, but we're good at rearranging things.
Tell them what you were doing last night at 8:30.
Oh, still designing. We were all still, in the design center working late. We have a lot of deliveries today, so.
What is a lot? Could you put a number on that?
We have about, as of this morning, we're still taking orders for today, but we had around 600 deliveries for today.
Okay, we're in the retail, the newly refurbished. This is beautiful, nice and fresh and airy. The greenhouse is behind us, but the design center is a block away. We're on Burke Avenue in Townsend. So these three locations are just hitting on all cylinders today.
Yeah, everyone's running.
Crazy. What we're going to do coming up next half hour. So let's say you got your mother some flowers, or your mother, and you got some flowers. Caitlin's going to tell you how to keep them fresh and make them last, because there is a trick to it. It's an easy trick, but there's a trick to it.
That is true.
We'll do that coming up next half hour. All right, let's go ahead and throw it back to TV Hill.
You're in Baltimore for almost 10 years. Now, sometimes I can be kind of funny.
I got out to the airport, and they pointed to the plane and said, "That's what you're taking out to the mountains," and it said Braniff. I got a million of them. Okay.
And sometimes I dress for a classy image.
Still sounds like ducks under attack on the Eastern Shore.
However, on April the 23rd, 1986, my TV image changed. Suddenly and quietly, I went from this to this. Over 700 calls came on that first day, and thousands of encouraging letters rushed in. There were headlines from the Middle East. I'll news around the world, but I just want to be Marty Bass.
And headlines around the world.
Yes, Marty being just Marty.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. My sister from another mother, Denise Koch, did a long-form interview with me, which is going to run the last week of May. And we talk about, losing the hairpiece. And the story did go around. I just showed you the video we just ran.
I know.
The Saudi Gazette.
Worldwide.
It went around the world. I mean, and not just for 1 or 2 days, but for like an entire month. We'll be talking more about that coming up shortly. So, Caitlin Radebaugh with us. Thanks so much for hosting us. 102 years in business.
102.
Legitimately one of the OG florists. So somebody gets flowers. How do you keep them fresh?
It's actually pretty easy. If you could just change your water, at least probably every other day, and maybe every third day, pick up your flowers, give the stems a fresh cut, you will be astonished at how long your flowers can last.
So wait a minute, change them, because I keep flowers in the apartment, and I change the water like once a week, every other day?
You want to keep it fresh. That's really what does your flowers in, is the bacteria that grows in the water.
Okay, and you were talking about clipping the bottoms. Tell them why you have to clip. I know the answer to this, but why you have to clip the bottom.
Yeah, the stems will stop soaking up the water. They get a little mushy at the end, so you give them a fresh cut. They'll keep that water going up to the flower bloom.
And then you told me there's another tip. Don't put them in sunlight?
Direct sunlight.
Really?
Yeah, it just gets too hot. Some flowers are more delicate than others. Some will hold up fine, some will not. Like an anemone would start to kind of get shrivelly. They just don't like to be that warm.
And how many of us, including me, have put our flowers out in the sun? It's like plants need sunlight.
Plants do. Plants are great. Most plants. There are still some shade-loving plants, but most of the plants do love the sun.
Okay, so I asked you a question off air. I said, I'm going to ask you what is the next, after you get done with all your Preakness and proms and everything, what is the next big flower event? K2 said, I think I know what it is. Shout it out, K. What is it?
I think graduation.
You said graduation.
So you would be correct. We are very lucky. We work with a lot of schools in the area. We have a ton of graduation work. And then right up there, we're still in wedding season, peak wedding season. So through June, we're pretty busy.
First off, he's going to be insufferable the rest of the day. Behind the camera, he was going, wasn't he?
I love it. Yes, he was.
Okay, so when is a florist downtime?
Usually in July and August, we see a slowdown. Same thing in the greenhouse. People have done their main planning. There aren't as many large events that happen around here in the dead of our heat in the summer. It gives us time. However, people are going to be astounded by this. That's really when we do our Christmas prep. All of our Christmas goods start coming in July. So truly Christmas in July around here. We start making our ribbons and picking balls and berries to get ready so we can handle that swell of a Christmas holiday.
It's a nonstop. This is a nonstop business. And I just want to turn my back to K2. He is going to be insufferable the rest of this day. Unbelievable. Caitlin, thank you so much for hosting.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Have a stress-free weekend with Mother's Day, with proms, and with the Preakness coming up. All right, let's go ahead and throw it back to TV Hill.
Marty, thank
you,
you. We
Marty.
also love the shirt. The
Yeah,
floral shirt you go with it.
absolutely.